And just give us a bit of update on your sort of injury problems, team news. In terms of the two centre-backs, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven, do you envisage them playing a full 90 at the weekend, or perhaps one of those where you have to manage them like Monday?
Um, don't really have injury problems. We've only got really one that's kind of obviously Sonny's the one that's kind of trying to work his way back, and he's improving, which is positive for us. Not for Sunday, but yeah, apart from obviously the longer term ones. Everyone else from the last game is backed up really well, so the rest of the squad's fit and available. And in terms of team selection, we'll see. We've got another sort of 48 hours to decide which way we go.
So Sonny not available for Sunday, but do you envisage him being right for Thursday?
Oh, we'll see. Like I said, he's improving. It was first time he's kind of got out in the grass today, and he said he felt it's definitely better than what it was. So it's kind of a day-by-day proposition.
Obviously, you want to give a professional and competitive performance against Liverpool, but is really the essential priority just getting through unscathed and looking at Thursday?
No, I think you want to do more than that. You want to go there and compete against obviously a very good side and compete well. And it's not about just getting through unscathed. You want to get through, having played well against a top team. And I think, irrespective of sort of what's on the horizon, that's still of sort of primary importance to us.
Hi, Andrew. Good afternoon. First of all, can I hear a reaction? Yesterday we heard that Jamie Vardy announced that he'll be leaving Leicester City at the end of the season. What a story from non-league to a Premier League legend. What's your reaction about this? Also, the way he inspired so many people with his background.
Yeah, great story. And I haven't seen sort of the story around it, but I assume he still wants to play because I think he still can play. But yeah, look, incredible story, and there's always the ones that always stand out are the ones that are unique, and he's certainly got a unique journey that it's inspiring for everyone. To be, when you see where he started and reaching the pinnacle of the game, including winning a championship. Incredible, great servant. Not too many who end up doing it at the majority at the one club, which is also testament to him. And great career. And his longevity shows that he obviously knew what was important for him to always be in the best condition, and made sure he always looked after himself. There's a lot of lessons there for many aspiring young footballers, and he's a great example of the different paths that people can take to get to the top. It's not always elite academies and big contracts when you're young. It's about working your way through, and he certainly did that, and he's earned everything he's got.
If you look at Spurs this season, in Europe you're only 3 games away from potentially winning a trophy. On the other hand, in the league position is obviously below where you were hoping for and everyone else were hoping for. How do you try to balance it emotionally from your perspective, from the fans' expectations, the players as well?
I think you've just got to try and deal with what's before you, and as you said, we're well aware that our league form and league position is nowhere near good enough. But we also know that there's an unbelievable opportunity on the horizon, and I think irrespective of this club's had many seasons, and a lot of clubs have many seasons where they've done outstandingly well in the league, but don't have the opportunity we have right now of being in a Final Four in a major European competition. So that's I think that's where the focus is, and that's where the focus should be, irrespective, especially for a club that hasn't had a lot of success recently. Like I said, we've got a wonderful opportunity. The players have, and the club has, and collectively, if we we give ourselves every opportunity to progress to a final, then I think hopefully the momentum we gain from that will give us a chance to do something special.
Jurgen Klopp, Jurgen obviously left a very strong and positive foundation at Liverpool when he left. But did you ever think that Arne Slot, first season in English football, first season at Liverpool, will lead Liverpool to where they are 1 point and they will win the Premier League?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't have discounted the possibility. He's an outstanding manager, and as you said, he picked up an outstanding team. They've been brilliant in the league this year. They've been really consistent, maintained a really high level. they've had their best players playing all the time and playing at a really high level, and that's a credit to Arnie and his coaching group and to the players themselves, because they've been close in the last few years, and the fact that they're on the cusp of potentially winning another title, I think, is a credit to everyone involved.
Hi there, Ange. Just want to ask about Sonny. Has it just been rest he's needed, or treatment, or a bit of both?
Yeah, a bit of both. It's just, like I said, it's obviously a foot ailment, which because it's weight bearing, you just need to give him some rest, give him some time off it, and get some treatment. But the main is just, I think, just to get him off his feet for a week and allow it to settle so that he can start this process of getting back.
Christian Romero did an interview where he spoke about his future and maybe what might happen in the future. Just wondered what you made of that and how important it is that Spurs keep a player like him.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read the report too closely, but I mean, it's like me, mate. If you get asked a question, you've got to answer it, and I'm sure there's a lot of, if you ask me a lot of questions about my future, you'd probably get some great headlines out of that as well. But it doesn't change. What's important right now is not Christian Romero's future or anyone else's future, is that we've got an unbelievable opportunity to do something special at this football club. And for me and everyone involved internally, that's all we're concentrating on. Let's just let's put our heads down and make sure that, because I think for our supporters, that is what's the most important thing to them right now. Right now, all they care about is that, we're in the last four of a European competition. We've got an opportunity to do something special, and that's where our focus is.
One of the players, obviously, you'll be looking to, Pedro Porro, has just played this incredible amount of minutes this season. I don't want to jinx him, on touch wood, but I don't think he's had an injury even this season. What does he do differently, and just how has he managed to kind of keep himself?
He's a pro. He looks after himself. He does everything right on and off the field. But he's also, he's got the kind of body that's resilient to the amount of intensity and game time he's had, and it's a credit to him. And it's not just that he's played; he's kept a really good level all year, and he's been a mainstay for us in a defence where I'd hate to think how many sort of defensive partners he's played with. I mean, 4 goalkeepers and probably upwards of 10 different defenders that he's played alongside, and he's kind of been the constant. So he's been brilliant for us. From the moment I arrived, he's got a great personality. He's got great enthusiasm, passion for the game, and I think that's why he gets the most out of himself all the time.
Hi, Ange. Richarlison scored 4 times in the league this season, even though he's not played that many times. What impact could he have made if he'd been available every week?
Yeah, I mean, that's not sure, but not just this year. I think if you look at his record last year when he was playing, he was pretty compelling. But with Richie, it hasn't been. We haven't been able to keep him fit and out there long enough. But good thing is he's in a really good place physically now, and certainly, like I said, with the opportunity we have before us, he becomes a real important player for us.
What does Richie offer that's slightly different to Dom?
Just a different type of player. I mean, Richie's a real kind of sort of 18-yard box kind of striker, where he really is makes an impact when the ball arrives in the box. Whether that's in the air or on the ground, he's a real impact player. He tends to play around those areas, and whereas Dom will work in other areas. But ultimately, I think they're both strikers that fit into sort of how we want to play. Like I said, just with Richie, we just haven't had him available enough.
Hi, and Archie Gray's played 40 times this season and had a very good first year at Spurs, but I think he's only started once over the last month. Is he kind of someone you're kind of eager to get more game time into, or is it just kind of a combination of competition in his places now?
No, I think it's just nothing. I mean, I guess with all these things, just people look at them in a moment in time. If you had said at the start of the year that Lucas Bergvall and Archie Gray and Mikey Moore would have played the amount of time they have as teenagers, I wouldn't have said that that's impossible. So they've played a lot. They've played a lot because they've earned it. Obviously, opportunity as well. But Archie will play. He'll play even between now and the year, he'll play significant minutes. Just the games haven't worked out the way we wanted them to, and we needed to get game time with other guys. He's fit, he's available. Other guys, it wasn't the case. As I said, we've got a real clear focus about where we need to be for the rest of this year and who needs to be in a good physical condition. Archie is in good physical condition. Others weren't, so we had to give them some game time. But there's no doubt Archie will play a significant role still for the rest of this year.
And in terms of the Liverpool games this season, played them 3 times. How do you kind of reflect on those games? Because it feels like in a way they've kind of summed up the season, a brilliant win in there, but 2 heavy defeats either side, and you had injuries throughout all 3 games as well.
Yeah, and they've been very settled. So I mean, that's, like I said, that's a story of our season, and we've kind of fluctuated between being really good at times with other times not so good. I mean, they're the only team that's really sort of beaten us comprehensively. I mean, I'm not really sure what the figures are, but out of the 18 games or whatever we've lost in the league, I think 15 of them have probably been by a goal. So it's not like but Liverpool for sure, they they opened us up a couple of times. But like I said, in the cup game, I thought in the first leg we were really good. We took the game to them, even though again we had quite a few absences and worked really hard to get a win in that game. So we know it's going to be tough on the weekend, but at the same time, I think it's a great challenge for us.
And just finally for me, you're obviously a proud man, proud of your record at other clubs, and this season could finish with the Europa League. Obviously, at the minute, the numbers, 18 defeats, and I think potentially it could be worst ever Premier League season. How much does that kind of hurt you, I guess, personally? Because obviously that's not what you wanted coming into this season.
Yeah, look, it's not about me. It's not about what I feel and me personally. It's about us as a club, and obviously, like I said, we've fallen well short. But we can assess all that at the end of the year. In terms of the totality of my 2 years here. So, let's assess it then.
And you spoke about as a child you supported Liverpool. Is it a bit weird now you can potentially be spoiling their title party? Is there any emotion there this week, or is it all strictly business?
No, mate, I'm a 60-year-old, almost 60-year-old adult. I've gone past my boyhood crushes, so it's got no impact whatsoever. I have great admiration for the football club. Yes, I supported it when I was younger, but that was 50-odd years ago, so we've well and truly moved on since then.
And then there's a lot of talk about where you are in the league and then the upcoming semi-finals. Is there a sense to ever switch off with the pressure? Or can you switch off when it's this time of the season? Or do you just look forward to each game?
No, fair to say you can't really switch off. I think there's plenty going on that keeps you really focused. And like I said, we've got an unbelievable opportunity on the horizon that I'm well and truly, laser focused on making sure we give ourselves the best chance of success.